I played, and I think I'd be a 3. Right now, you get to shoot, you get to take guys out on the wing. Defensively, though, I'd have to make sure I call for some help because laterally, you got to be able to move out there with those guys. But I think definitely it'd be the 3, 4, and 5 the way the game has evolved.
And you can bring the ball up. I've seen you do it. I know you could do it in this game as well.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, you have a lot more opportunity to do it in this game, and that's not a criticism. It's actually, I love the way the game is played now. It's a lot less hand-checking, more space, and when you play with guys like I did from the Pejas, Stojakovic's, and all the great shooters, the Tracy Murrays, those guys, it's that much easier to play in space because the defense has to honor those guys, and if they space out, that means you may just have a wide-open lane to the basket.
Here's Richardson. The Rockets making the shot. And denied. He sends it right off the glass.
76ers ball.
Shot from the inbound. And gets hacked by the D. He'll go to the line.
Well, the Rockets are a team that is pushing NBA theory to the extremes with how they approach offense.
Oh, yeah. Every year they seem to go more toward threes or free throws. I mean, you can't fault them as it consistently works for them, though. I mean, it's like watching a team experiment with what makes an NBA offense.
And he knocks down the first one. And coming into this season, questions about whether the Sixers could retain their star players. Well, Greg, they shuffled the decks, but they still have great talent.
Swapping in Al Horford for Jimmy Butler, Josh Richardson for J.J. Redick. The Sixers still in the mix to come out of the East.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Rivers dishes to Green. And Tucker has it in the corner. Simmons pulls it in. And so Simmons will bring it up for Philadelphia. It's a 3-point game. And he gets the bucket. He has 7.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now here's Rivers, coming off a solid outing against Denver. Back to Simmons, and Simmons slams it in.
This is why you must get Simmons out the paint, because he's fantastic when it comes to dunking.
To the inside, and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. And now Philadelphia on the break. Richardson gets a wide open look. And the 76ers get it back. Chalk up 2 there.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Rockets have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. And here's Harden for 3. And Simmons with the rebound. Here's Philadelphia, stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going. To the paint. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits.
That's his first personal foul.
Houston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure. And the defense not making things easy for them. You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert. The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Again, the miss by Harden.
This quarter has been hit or miss for him. Mostly miss.
Good ball movement here by the 76ers. No good, and he's 3 of 6 from the floor. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Now look, nobody takes more contact than Harden inside. Nobody's better at scoring through it.
Looking at Philadelphia, they took the win in their last game against Indiana. Releases from 15, Harris. And he banks in the layup.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Outside, Green. Passes it to Harden. Capella against Horford. Capella finds Rivers. Hits it from three-point range.
It's big when Rivers connects from outside. Really helps space the entire floor for a squad.
Stolen by Tucker. It's Rivers on the wing. Got that one up quick. Rivers has got 5 now.
He's got some pep in his step tonight. I wonder what he had to eat last night. I mean, very solid first quarter for him at the offensive end. Well, with the role he's on this quarter, they're going to keep going to him and get that lead even bigger.
And so it's Houston with it. 76ers getting the bucket. Harden outside. A three-pointer off the mark.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play. Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
And hammering down the two-hand slam. Rockets trail by 8. Pass to Capella. Kicks it to Tucker. Pass to Harden. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Simmons on the wing. Richardson, that's a two-pointer. And again, it's Philadelphia.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Harden scanning the floor. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Very aggressive in terms of looking for his shot. 9 attempts already, but only able to knock down 2.
And for James Harden, he loves to be put on an island and go one-on-one against a defender.
Well, yeah, last season, Harden had as many ISOs called for him as some teams ran. And that's all because of his coach. His coach calls the games that way. It's his bread and butter, and there isn't much you can do to stop him with one defender.
That free throw good from Harden.
And sometimes I feel like people don't truly appreciate the greatness of what James Harden does. He's one of the toughest guys to check on the fast break. He has one of the best Euro steps in the game, the best footwork in the game. He'll hit you in the head for deep. You can't check him without fouling him. The precision of his movements, the ease in which he scores. Come on, man.
And the jam by Harden.
I mean, you have to really admire the skill set that Harden has. I mean, in just handling the ball, he's decimating the D with his number of moves.
Yep, that one goes. He's got 13.
Nice rim protection, and it's still not enough to keep him from getting the layup.
Rockets trail by 7. As you said, C-Webb, what Harden has been doing the last few years is truly remarkable.
Yeah, Kevin, and it's funny because when you are achieving greatness and critics try to diminish what you're doing, it's just funny to me. Harden is one of the great guards of all time, no matter how you slice it.
2 on the clock. Here's Green. Good work defensively by Richardson.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Now we have a moment to see the best rebounding teams in the league. The 76ers, number 1. 5th best, the Rockets.
And you know, anytime you get these two teams together, it's going to be physical. Both of them really go after it on the backboard.
And he makes the first. And in constructing lineups, Chris, there's often the dilemma of choosing rim protection versus floor spacing. To you, what matters most?
Well, to me, what matters most is floor spacing. It doesn't. A defense is not overrated. I'm not saying that, but it doesn't matter if you have defense and you can't score. Scoring is just as important, and you have to put pressure on that defense by scoring. And even if you have a shot blocker, what if I have guys that like shooting outside and don't come to the paint?
Right.
Well, then I've already taken a shot.
That happened.
Yeah.
Wow. Jumped out of it. Shoot. And the massive wingspan of Capella, he excels at using it to gobble up misses at a high rate.
But they get it back. Fires from deep. Rockets with the rebound. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
Well, it helps when your opponent makes that many mistakes. I thought that was the story of the game.
And when they kept getting all those gifts, they took advantage. Turnovers don't mean anything unless you turn them into points.
Stolen by Rivers. And it's Houston on the break. Rivers has got the ball, and it's blocked by Simmons.
Oh, such a smart defensive player. He knows how to use his reach to alter shots.
And they're able to recover. And it's off from three-point range. Rockets trail by 5. The three from Harden. It's hauled in by Harris.
Well, it isn't for a lack of effort when it comes to getting up to three-pointers, but not much to show for it. He's going to lose the green light here very early in this game if this keeps up.
What focus from the young guard. I like how Simmons stayed locked in on scoring despite the contact.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game.
And this summer, a 5-year, $170 million max contract extension for Ben Simmons. The Sixers didn't want to give him any cause to look elsewhere. A great talent, but
We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Simmons against Rivers. The pass to McLemore. This one for 3. No good that time. So Philadelphia will take it the other way. The Oklahoma City Thunder will be in town for the next one. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. And so in the game for the 76ers, in the backcourt, Simmons and Richardson. Then there's Horford. And it's Bolden in at the power forward. Inside. And Green slams it in.
There is the unselfishness that coaches love so much. Rivers doing a great job getting it to the open man.
Richardson outside. Count it. Good. 17 points in the game.
just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
Yeah, Greg, they're just playing smart basketball, reading the floor well and executing.
And the wide open shot from Green. No good with the triple.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
The 76ers shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. Harris is checked in for Jonah Bolden. And Greg, Al Horford over the summer opting out of a contract with Boston, the final year with the Celtics. A bit of a surprise to fans.
You know, Horford said he wanted to test free agency. Talks between him and Boston abruptly ended, was wooed by several teams, but ultimately signed on with the Sixers.
Oh, you can't forget about the speed of McLemore. Uses it so well on his drives to the hoop.
Harris, it's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Rivers kicks to Green. In the corner, it's McLemore. Shoots from the baseline. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. 6 points for Ben McLemore.
Oh, the nice in-between game of McLemore. The ability to score from the mid-range is very important in this day and age.
That's just a needless giveaway. You got to make the defense work for their turnovers.
And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Passes it to Capella. Outside, Green. Pass to McLemore. Just 5 to shoot. And a miss there on the triple. Philadelphia leading by 10. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. He's got 22.
They couldn't have asked for much more from him today. He's been a key force in their offense.
Rivers passes to Capella, and it's sent back by Horford.
Oh, he's a solid shot blocker now. It's thanks to his timing and great anticipation skill. It's not easy scoring on Horford.
It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Tucker. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got his 4th rebound in this one.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
An easy pass turns into a terrible turnover. And that's a possession wasted.
Timeout called, the Rockets. Good shot selection, largely dependent on getting open. Which players do the best job of moving, do you think, right now without the ball?
Period. Klay Thompson, 60 points, 11 dribbles. Did you hear me?
I got
60
it.
points,
Shocking.
11 dribbles.
It almost looks
He's
like a misprint,
sick.
doesn't it?
Yeah, it is.
all month long. He's been fantastic, and now he's been named the Eastern Conference Player of the Month.
And the way that he has been able to kind of create something out of nothing for his teammates has been remarkable. Fantastic and timely passing combined with his vision is something that all players should aspire to have.
McLemore, no good.
And he's got to do a better job making the D pay for their mistakes.
And he lobs it up toward the rim. They get a hand on it. Kicks to Richardson. To the right side. That's down the hatch. Knocks one more to his total. That's 9 for 15 shooting.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, one of the things that teams are more aware of in the age of analytics is the importance of sleep. Those teams are making adjustments. Morning shoot-arounds have been moved in some cases to the afternoon or eliminated altogether. There are many fewer teams that are taking red-eye flights across country. Some teams even give players orange-tinted glasses to encourage them to sleep. There's a lot of work to be done in this field, but the direction is clear.
Continuing to evolve. All right, David, thank you. An easy 2 points on the layup. And it's 6 points for Clint Capella.
That is a great finish. Capella has a man draped all over him and still finds a way to get the ball in the bucket.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
McLemore, the pass to Rivers. Here's Green. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Denver. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Simmons got his 5th rebound in this one.
He has shot them in the foot with his inability to make shots tonight.
From deep, McLemore. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Horford's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here's Harris, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Harris has got 6 points.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
And here's McLemore. He has 6. That one off the back iron and out. Beyond the arc. And the rebound goes to the Rockets.
And he hasn't been able to do much damage outside the three-point line. Just one triple for him in the game, and that was back in the first quarter. Leaping off the ground with such ease. Capella is exceptional with timing, how to finish these alley-oops.
And so Simmons will bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. To the middle. Rivers against Simmons. It's Rivers on the wing. 5 points in the game. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And most fans think of the Rockets as offense only, but that's not the case at all.
No, GA, I mean, they force a good amount of turnovers, and they trap pretty well. I mean, the defense has been solid for them the past few years, if you ask me. Nothing mind-blowing, but this team is certainly not one-sided.
No good on that one.
Yeah, and I love the fans in Philly. They're notoriously prickly, though. They expect hard-nosed effort. If not, they'll let you hear about it.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Edwards, he's checked in for Gerald Green. And it's James Harden in for Ben McLemore. Rivers scanning the floor. A baseline J. Capella. Al Horford with the rebound. Chris, you're talking about the Philly fans. They were even booing their team in that conference semifinal round against Toronto.
Yeah, they got nervous with the season on the line. You can't take it personal. In Philly, they love you just as much as they boo.
The 76ers have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7. Houston making a switch here. Gordon's checked in. Scotty's checked in for Philadelphia. All players look for an edge, Chris. For example, certain guys are just so deceptive with the ball in their hands. I mean, you're always looking for whatever can give you that advantage.
Two of the best. Players and people can complain as much as they want, but Harden getting to the line is genius because he knows how you're guarding him, and basically you gotta stay away from him to guard him because he's so skilled. And by the way, Curry does the same thing, and Curry one of the smaller players in the league, but always finding a way to take the contact, take the bump, but to get the scoring up. And I think as a fan for me, it's fun watching the cat and mouse game between the offensive player and the defender, seeing who can get the best of each other while involving the ref.
They just control their bodies so well. They know exactly what they need to do to get that call.
And it's all on the spur of the moment. I mean, this is all on the fly. Such genius to watch play.
And Gordon over to help. Pass to Harris. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. That's on Clint Capella. Here's one of the most versatile scorers in the game, Tobias Harris. He had some great teachers, too, including Hall of Famer George the Iceman Gervin.
Yeah, well, check this out, Kevin. His father was Gervin's agent late in his career. I mean, from age 10, Tobias got to train at Gervin's facility every summer, and they still work out to this day. That's a real one. Harris learning from a great how to get buckets.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, you look at the career of Tobias Harris, and, boy, he's bounced around a bit. Has never slowed his development or production, though. You put him anywhere, and he'll find a way to help his team.
Jonas Jerebko's checked in for Rivers. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Dennis is checked in.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
From deep Harden, it's hauled in by Harris. And with Harris, he's been moved so many times. You know what, Greg? You forget he's still quite young.
Yeah, I mean, he really is just starting to enter what should be the prime of his career. Has improved every offseason and is a great rebounder and scorer.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
He was hoping to avoid a third foul before the breakup. Now, he might have to sit out until halftime.
76 substitution. Matisse. Zion.
On defense, the 76ers. The three from Harden. And he's good on the three ball. Harden. 8 seconds left to play in the first half. Just 3 on the clock. The shot that time, not on target.
Golden opportunity that he can't make good on. Maybe a wake-up call to the D, though. They can't leave him alone like that.
And so it's Philadelphia. 13 points up at the end of the period. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll return shortly. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Philadelphia leading by 13. Tucker and Capella are up front. Harden out there with Austin Rivers, and it's Green in at the small forward. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Rivers kicks to Green. He feeds it to Harden. And some nice passing there by Houston. A nice shot by Tucker.
Not many folks thought that Tucker would have success as an NBA three-point shooter. He's proven all of them wrong. He's got good range.
Here's Horford, and Capella sends it back. And he's able to get it back. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. And so here is Philadelphia. 10-point lead. From deep.
That's great work on D. At that end of the floor, Tucker never stops working.
Shot, high post, and there's Green on the assist from Harden. Harden's got 4 assists now tonight.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
And there's the foul. It'll go on P.J. Tucker. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second personal foul.
And a minute played as the second half gets going. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And with the game he's having, there's no doubt he'll be the guy they lean on to protect the lead.
And last season, the Sixers unveiling a Dr. J statue on their Legends Walk outside the team training facility.
Oh, yeah, his second statue in Philly. I mean, the other one is down by the stadium. At that Legend Walk, you know who he joins? Wilt Chamberlain, Mo Cheeks, Bobby Jones, Billy Cunningham, Hal Greer. That's some good company to be in. Some great history for the Sixers.
Harden, no good.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Richardson, good.
Did you see the no-look pass by Harris right there? I mean, he's a wing that knows how to move the ball.
Rivers dishes to Green. Shoots from 12. Again, the Rockets score.
Nice and steady so far in the second half. They're 3 for 4.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. And he makes good on the layup. 33 points for him.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And here's Harden for 3. It's hauled in by Richardson.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
It's deflected.
Well, you know defense is Tucker's calling card. He will pester you, aggravate you, get up in your jersey, make you think twice about trying to shoot over him.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs. Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Rivers finds Green. Here's Capella. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
And not many guys want to get dirty with Capella on the boards. A very physical player who uses his tough demeanor to gobble up these rebounds.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
You know, when you look at his numbers this season, he's had a respectable number, 77%.
Well, to me, Clint Capella is a classic center. I mean, I love his hands. Great footwork. I mean, he takes what is given to him. He plays inside, protects the rim. And if you throw it up, he'll finish it with authority.
And slam dunk by Harris.
Showing off that athleticism. Harris is more than happy to slam it down like this.
Rockets trail by 12. It's Harden with the drive. No good with the layup. And with Capella, that finishing and rebounding are key to his game.
Yeah, and he's only going to keep getting better, Kevin, which is a scary prospect for every other center in the NBA. I mean, come on, fellas. Keep your head in the game. I mean, that pass should have been basic.
And it's Harden with the ball for the Rockets. After this game wraps up, they're off to Atlanta where they'll take on the Hawks. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip.
It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he cannot hit his shots to drop.
Misses from close range.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Yeah, Greg, that's just great defense, forcing his man into a difficult attempt.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Harden's got it back down to within single digits for the Rockets. Down low. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Yeah, it's no doubt that Houston now is championship or bust. We've seen it. I mean, they've dished out huge contracts going full win mode now. I mean, they're putting it all on the line with this team.
And the Rockets desperate for a return to the NBA Finals.
Oh, the team has had their chances. They just need to make the most of them. I mean, front office, they're doing what they can help to make the most of Harden's prime. I mean, you have to admire their willingness to go for it now.
McLemore's checked in for Houston.
He's gone off the rails this quarter. And it's a bad time to do it. I mean, if they're needing to fight from behind.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
And Kevin, this is why his teammates respect him. The hustle, the energy. Gotta love it.
Here's Rivers, and it's sent back by Horford. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Horford. Now here's McLemore. 6 points for him.
Oof, rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
Here's Harris. Add basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
Oh, he keeps that mid-range jump shot alive. I love seeing Harris utilize this area of the floor.
Philadelphia leading by 14. Makes it off the glass. Harris has got 6 here in this quarter. Houston's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. The 3 from Harden. They get the rebound. Capella with the bucket.
His shooting has been a bright spot for them. Otherwise, they've struggled as a whole.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. The league's long-distance bombers are setting their sights on the three-point contest this season. Here are some of the early favorites to make up the field.
And I love the way the voting is shaping up, Kevin. We'll have an excellent contest if these are the shooters who are firing away on All-Star Weekend.
Look at Harden. The third spot in the voting belongs to him. There are very few players with his ability from long range, and it looks like he'll be rewarded with a spot in the three-point contest.
And I'm sure there'll be some changes in the rankings still to come, but you're right. I'd be surprised if there's anyone who wouldn't cast a vote his way.
And as the votes keep pouring in, we'll keep you updated on any changes to that list. It looks like we're going to have quite a group.
Man, you talk about the ultimate marksman's list here, Kevin. Maybe this will be the year somebody gets that perfect score.
Shot clock at 6. And stolen by Harris. And now Philadelphia on the break. Here's Simmons. Oh, and the jam by Ben Simmons.
How can you not love Simmons? I mean, some of the dunks he pulls off are insane.
Rockets trail by 18. Rivers with it. He has 5. There's the pass to Harden. Back to Rivers. 6 on the shot clock. Over Simmons. That one rolling around and rims out. Philadelphia with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Philadelphia moving the ball around. And Capella sends it back.
It seems to improve his shot blocking every year. I mean, Capella is outstanding at using his length to swat away shots. Well, until he starts knocking down some shots, I don't think the deficit's going to get any smaller.
Good. 19 points for Tobias Harris.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're pouring it on right here, trying to give the opposition no light at the end of the tunnel.
Now the dish to Simmons. To the inside. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Oh, and Harden is so quick to the cup, just exposing the weak defense with his speed.
Here's O'Quinn, and that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Timeout called, the Rockets. Chris, you have been passionate about honoring those who blaze the trail for today's NBA, like the Globetrotters and the Wrens, in the days before integration.
Yeah. I mean, you think about what they've gone through off the court and on the court, and and anyone, regardless of color, nationality, of just paving the way for me as a basketball player. I want to say thank you. Let's just think about what Red Auerbach did. Drafting the first African-American player, making the first African-American player coach in Bill Russell, who won the championship that year, leaving him a good team. And if you look at organizations like the Black Fives who bringing awareness to the games, and you just want to understand your legacy culturally, and that's why I have to, every time I see Mr. Bill Russell, Big O, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I give him a big hug and a wet kiss on the cheek, because I just thank them for not only advancing the movement in sports, but culturally. Sports has always sent a message to the culture and society about how cool teammates work together and how you can overcome a problem by working together. And so I really thank them for enduring all of the hardships that they did so that we can reap the benefits. So it's been awesome to be part of the league and be able to shake hands with those that have blazed trails for us.
That is so admirable on your part. Fires from 18. The shot, no good. Gordon with the defensive effort. There's the lob to Harden. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Finished off the break. 43 points in the game.
And it's not difficult to see the potential that Harris has. I mean, he's a guy that can do just about everything out there on the floor.
Harden the pass to Gordon.
Dang, that's his fourth foul. Now he's going to have to be careful. Still a little ways to go and only 2 fouls to spare.
Edwards, he's checked in for Houston. Then for the 76ers, Jonah Bolden's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. And Murray's subbed in for Tobias Harris. Here is House. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Clock at 6. Gordon outside. Unable to get that one. Philadelphia's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. And the shot is good.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
And it's blocked. And there's a minute 45 left in the third. Scott, good.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Costly error there. We'll see how they rebound.
Some changes. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Jerebko. P.J. Tucker comes in for Edwards. And it's Green in for Danuel House.
One shot.
As it seems like some teams have been in rebuild mode for a long time. Is there a point at which the league should step in and maybe, I don't know, take over or give them guidance?
You know, I really do. And not because it's necessarily the fault of the team, because, it's tough to win a championship. But to be a perennial bottom basement dweller, it's not good for the fans. And fans like myself, every year comes the first game, we think, hey, we could win a championship, we could do it. But, you know, our thought process is not based in knowledge. It's just based in our hope and will for the team. So you definitely want to keep teams straight. You want to keep them honest. And I think the league can find a way to step in but not step on the toes of ownership.
Taking a look at the 76ers, we've got Kyle O'Quinn. Ennis out there with Smith. And it's Thibault in at the two-guard spot. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Ennis. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Ennis has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Changing ends quickly, getting the advantage in numbers and finishing. They've been doing it all night long.
Yeah, when you're executing at this rate, you feel like no one can slow you down.
Stolen. Now Harden. Outside Green. And so Houston again turning it over.
76ers.
Daniel House is checked in for Green.
Daniel House.
Philadelphia has gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Here's what the Houston Rockets schedule looks like. On Wednesday, they'll head out on the road to face the Hawks in Atlanta. Then on Thursday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
You see the shift toward players on competing teams becoming friends. How does that compare to when you played, Chris?
It's a little bit different. The players that I admire the most, I wouldn't be friendly with on purpose. We were in the same position. A guy like KG, one of my favorite players ever. We're close now. But during when we played, it was either me or him.
Really?
It was both of us. I didn't want to hang around with him when I'm trying to beat him in the summer. But, you got guys like the Banana Boat crew and LeBron and Wade. They're good friends anyway. Melo and Bron came in 1 and 2, and they had that relationship. So I think relationships are always great. Really, it's just about can you turn the friendship off when you cross the line? I know that Banana Boat crew can, and I know others can as well. And that's all you want. As much as you're friends off the court, I want you to dislike each other on the court through your friendship, just like a big brother, little brother type of thing. So I don't think it's a problem.
That misses, so he splits the free throws. For Houston, they've gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. Here's Harden. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Oh, Harden is so good at finishing these and ones. I mean, he is just a thorn in the D side.
Free throw dropped for Harden. Hey, Chris, for some guys, playing in their hometown is a dream. But there's also that added pressure, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, at least when you play away from home, it's a little more quiet. You don't have to get as many tickets for the game. And I got a chance to play home in Detroit. It was one of the best moments of my life. And I thought to myself, this is a wonderful feeling, but could I have handled it for 15 years in my career? I don't know. That's 30 tickets a game. Oh, I probably would have to go back into the NBA again just to pay for those tickets. But I tell you what, it's fun. And for me, a mama's boy, eating your mama's cooking before a game, it is never, ever, I've never had a better feeling before a game than eating her food than being able to go out and play.
I bet. Fires for 3. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. O'Quinn's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And another one falls.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. Now, here is Harden. He's guarded closer. Hartenstein can't get it to go. Philadelphia's gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the fourth. To the middle. To the paint. With the second effort, and he sinks the layup.
No, it's scary because he's just been a matchup nightmare in this game. He's eaten up anybody they've thrown at him.
Harden kicks to House. Two-time NBA champion Michael Thompson says the arm muscles, Chris, on today's players don't measure up with what they used to be. Is that even important?
You know what? He's right, but I don't know how important that is unless, you just want to bring the gun show to the games and pull out the arms and the curls and say, check out these muscles. But now I think, it's a lot different. And make no mistake, even though that is a true comment, the players of today are much more athletic than his day and my day. And I think that's because of technology. They understand core strength. They understand dieting. They understand rest. And so many, they're privy to so much information that we didn't have. But, no more curls. It doesn't seem like there are any more Karl Malone 24-inch pythons, brother, out there in any of these games.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
That's his second personal foul. Shooting for Philadelphia, number 35. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
Well, Mike D'Antoni, he's a legendary coach in this game. He's found success at almost every stop he's coached at, only missing a title to cement his legacy.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. And with Mike D'Antoni, Chris, you can see his influence as a coach throughout the NBA.
Yeah, a lot of modern offenses borrow from things D'Antoni created. The up-tempo early offense is a product of his 7 seconds or less era. I mean, his imprint is all over the NBA.
Smith against Frazier. Pass to House. Tries from 7. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
And it's Houston on the break. And Frazier with the basket on the assist by House. Frazier's got his first points of the game.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there.
It's good.
And that's his MO. Sometimes he can score more points by himself than the rest of the team. And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the 76ers.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
The former Jayhawk McLemore, a gifted scorer who can really light it up in a hurry.
Houston making a switch here. Edwards is checked in. And got it! Another basket. 60 points. This guy cannot be stopped.
They've had no answer for him in this one.
McLemore, the pass to Edwards. 56 seconds left in the game. A nice shot by Hartenstein.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it has to be frustrating to catch fire when the game is already over. I mean, this is not the outcome they want.
And that was almost one for the highlights. The long-distance alley-oop, just a fraction off the mark.
Shot by Frazier, no good.
Oh, defense, they just took that possession off. I mean, they get away with it that time, but they got to show some more aggression.
Pass to O'Quinn. Here's Thibault. Philadelphia moving the ball around. 3 on the clock. He's feeling it. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by Edwards. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
Feel at home. I mean, just a masterful performance all the way around.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
And we welcome you back. I'm Ernie Johnson. We got Shaq here. We got Kenny here. With this one in the books, we've got a special post-game guest joining us.
Hey, this is Kenny, man. First, I want to say congrats. Triple-double. Incredible night. But I'm curious, Were you aiming for that? It was something you were aware of?
Kenny, man, you might think I'm faking, but I didn't even realize it, man. I was so focused in on this game. Now, I think we are worth. We wanted to come out here with a victory. We had a great practice leading up to this, man, so we didn't want to let it slip through our fingers. A triple-double? Well, you know, that's just sweet icing on the cake.
Well, if you weren't aware, you actually didn't get it. Nah, I'm only joking. Congrats, man.
Thanks.
And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaq, for Kenny, for Kevin Harlan, for the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
There's a few in a row for Chain Company, and they're starting to get into a nice little rhythm here.
Feeling the flow.
You know they're feeling good just by looking at their body language. They seem loose, like they're having a great time, and sure, some of that comes from the winning itself, but you've got to give credit to the coaching staff. They're doing a phenomenal job with these guys.
We got the GOAT coach, Hank.
Lofty praise for him. I'm not sure I'm willing to go that far, but you know what? It's hard not to be impressed with the job the entire staff has done with this team. But what do you guys think? Do we have the best coaching staff in all of the league? Give us a call. We'll get into it after we play some tunes for you. Stick around. We'll talk more hoops on Hank and the Hornet, 98.9 The Flex.
Get hip or get stoned.